So yeah, some strange things happening around the First Descendant today. We've got a very big discussion that is going on within the community, but strangely, this discussion was ultimately removed when it was gaining traction. We'll dive into it in just a moment. Plus, don't listen to the recent Steam reviews, apparently. So, can we trust reviewers that are playing 250 hours, 500 hours, and then ultimately giving the game a negative downvote? Well, we'll dive into that in just a moment. Plus, we're going to be talking about those cosmetics and their prices and if they need to change in upcoming seasons. Also, 600 hours to discover this. This is pretty crazy. But you know what? Check this out right here. So I recently found the best way to protect your online privacy and at the same time discover new content you never knew existed. I'm talking about Surfshark, an award-winning VPN solution, and it has a no-log policy too, and also has excellent ratings across the board. Surfshark will protect your internet connection so you can breathe easier knowing your browsing and online information is private. And why not try it? Because it's risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support. And what I love about Surfshark is that it breaks online barriers, granting you access to otherwise censored content, media that is geographically locked, and you could bypass price discrimination and much more. But more importantly, you could protect yourself from public Wi-Fi dangers and hackers because you could take Surfshark with you since it supports unlimited devices with 3,200 plus servers in 100 countries. That means you're protected in the comforts of your own home and while traveling. Now, Surfshark also offers something called Surfshark Alert, which lets you know of any suspicious activities or data breaches for your personal accounts. So join me right now and protect your online privacy, get access to shows and videos you never knew existed, break down barriers, and download Surfshark today. And yes, Surfshark is teaming up with me to offer you guys an exclusive deal, an extra 4 months free if you use my promo code OpenWorld on checkout. Click that link in the description below to get started. Check it out. Yeah, let's dive into this article right here. It says this: the First Descendant fans split over loot sharing similar to Warframe. Now, stick with me here because there's a little bit of a plot twist with this one. It goes on to say this in the article. Now, it says, on the First Descendant subreddit, original poster Unusual Surprise 9992 shared a post titled "Let Us All Share the Loot." Now, their post argues we'd all enjoyed the grind more if they, Nexon of course, let us pick our amorphous material pattern before we went into the mission like Warframe, and at the end, when we've killed the boss, we can pick from what we got and other teammates got. So, yeah, that is, of course, something that we have heard highly requested. But what's so weird and strange about this is that this post, when it was finally gaining traction, was ultimately removed from the subreddit as if you're not allowed to discuss this or bring it up. Perhaps there were other reasons why this post was removed, but it seems like a lot of people want this system from Warframe. And someone also pointed out this would also promote group play and increase the longevity of the game. Couldn't agree more. And the original poster replied, seriously, the next step would be to make a usable looking for group chat that has a bigger timer for you to post again, because finding people in the world chat is completely and utter chaos. So yeah, a lot of people are wanting to see these changes implemented. But yeah, one thing that might alleviate some of this is that the game will be getting some form of trade down the road. We already know that that is going to be a thing, but we don't know how extensive this will be. But I do imagine that Nexon wants the RNG system to, prevail overall, considering that's a big part of the game. And when it works right, don't get me wrong, it can be a total blast. But when it gets far too grindy, you end up having a lot of problems, including this post right here. It says, don't listen to the Steam reviews. It says, I've now put 250 hours plus and a few dollars into this game, and I can say is one of the only problems I have with the game is the biggest issue there is respect my time. No way you have RNG on top of RNG behind time gates behind RNG. I love this game, but it's a negative for me until you give me more than broken XP farms and repeat pieces from in-game activities with no bad luck protection. Have fun farming a 3% or 6% piece. My review stays negative until they get it together. Now, the note here is it says a lot of people are flaming this game on Steam, but it's just nonsense. Do you guys agree with that or not? Now it says the biggest issue is the RNG loot, but people don't realize that it will get easier as time goes on because all the items you get while not targeting farming. Above all, you could see a Steam review of a guy putting 250 plus hours, giving it a bad review. Now, he is at 565 hours, He has put over 315 hours since his review. Doesn't make sense for someone who does not recommend the game, but put an extra 315 hours since his review. What are your thoughts? Yeah, that could also be an assessment there, but things can change as you get into the end game. Hour 100 can actually feel very different from hour like 300. And we got this one here. It says it's a looter shooter. There's going to be RNG. It is a part of the game. Just relax. There's no need to rush to be the first person to unlock something. That's exactly how I feel. That's how I play the game. I'm very chill when I play my games, and, I go with the flow. But, yeah, if it comes to a point where I get super frustrated, I'm just not getting the item that I want, then, yeah, that does become a bit of an issue. Now, of course, that reviewer did mention that he does want bad luck protection in the game. There is going to be some form of that down the road, it seems. So at least that's very good news. So maybe his review will flip from negative to positive once that is implemented. Also, we have this one right here. I'd be more willing to buy cosmetics if they were priced more reasonably. Goes on to say this, so I'm very happy to help out devs in a free-to-play game. I've given Warframe devs money here and there, especially since they offer discounts. I was thinking about buying some cosmetics in this game, but some of the prices are nuts. For the maid outfits or swimsuits, you got to spend the equivalent of 2 hours of labor and salary in my country currency to afford one of those cosmetics. I'm in Japan, and 1,000 of the currency is 3,000 yen. I make only 2,200 yen an hour, which is considered the medium income. I own a house, a car, support a family, etc. But asking me to spend that much, I'd be totally willing to drop 1,000 yen on an outfit, but not 3,000. This is getting quite a bit of attention. 446 upvotes. And a reply here. I opted for getting slots and a single skin, but no battle pass. With better prices, we could have fashion frame equivalent for the community. And they need to throw a lot more cosmetics into the battle pass. Make the battle pass worth the time and effort for season 1. I think that will bring a lot of players back instead of having to invest so heavily in these overpriced cosmetics. Now, you do see this also in games like Diablo 4, where they really do just cater towards the whales, which is so unfortunate, because I think at the end of the day, it would be nice if they would cater to 90% of their audience instead of a fraction of their audience. But it seems like these developers are really going after the whales. So, yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling about the prices right now. I totally agree that the prices are just really out there with some of these outfits. Hell, and someone even said that they would be fine with more low-level skins, and I totally agree. And some of you guys also noted, hey, what about the male skins? It seems like the male characters are being neglected as well. Yes, 100% agree. We need more skins for male characters for sure. And get this, 600 hours later, and this is the first time I've seen this. Am I alone? Now we've got Stunning Beauty here, but what in the world is happening? It says, in the early days before people got stronger, we would hide behind walls. It does a lot of damage. Either you shoot the eye to end the frenzy mech early or let the frenzy mech subside. It says, damn, I remember that now. It was actually a decent mechanic, and it made way more sense at the BS they served on us later with later bosses. Players also noted how much fun it was doing this boss on the game right after release before anyone had their builds to nuke her. It took a few tries, and this mechanic is actually really cool. She goes immune with the big eye of death above, and you need to LOS it, and she basically smites your ass. You can get picked up still, but if you're doing her at campaign time, it's basically an insta-kill on you. These fights were so much fun first time through, it's what sucked me into the game. I honestly think it would be cool, and hear me out, if they could revisit some of these bosses per season, make them even more powerful. So, up the ante on older bosses so that we can have a lot of fun with these kind of hidden mechanics. I'm just saying, it would be cool if they could bring back some of these mechanics in some sort of way through, bigger, badder, upgraded versions of these bosses that you have to take on. And I've seen some posts that are complaining about players getting down. Hey, you're holding up the team. Well, this is a refreshing take right here. It says, actually, you can die as much as you like. It says, I want to mellow the complaint mentality a bit. If you're new, mess up, die, do little damage while you learn. If you're super built and if you want to try glass cannon, by all means, fell hard or shine brightly. So what? I can't think of any content other than a few bosses where team play is a hard requirement, and I can't extremely hard carry or solo. I'm not flexing to flex. I'm being real with the people trying to drain your creativity and experimental spirit. Frostwalker, Molten Fortress, Gluttony, these may be exception areas where your respect for others' time is welcome, but they share drop tables that make them non-requirements generally, also worth the time investment in preparing a team ahead of time. If you want to try wacky builds and fail miserably, go for it. I love this game, but it is not difficult, and people acting like their defense mission is an end of expansion 40-man raid boss, and their time is more valuable than everyone else and needs to just relax. Experimentation is fun. Who are we to judge a seasoned player testing something for a noob? Now, if you queue into a group, and if you are a tryhard, assume everyone needs carrying and you won't ever have a worry in the world. And I can tell you firsthand that if you can't pick up 3 players slacks, you're not as built as you can be. If they help or do more than you, then you can enjoy some fun extra speed. Otherwise, why aren't you just soloing it? Because playing with others is fun. Helping someone after they eat it 5 times is a gaming moment. Who cares that if it's an extra 20 seconds? You signed up for these moments. And when everyone harmonizes, that's another type of moment. If you expect the latter, every time during team play, invite a squad ahead of time. I love this post. I think it's fantastic and so refreshing to see the community upvoting something like this. It nearly has 300 upvotes as well. And, I have gone into some battles with randoms and someone is struggling. I have seen the teamwork, and that's what this game is about. That's why there is revive, of course. There are exceptions, like he did mention, once you get into hard mode, especially, and when you're really trying to focus up on, target farming, it's best to go into a looking for group type situation. Randoms, that's different, of course. You shouldn't be so annoyed when randoms go down. But yeah, it's about teamwork, it's nice to see this. Yes, before you see the top comments from my previous video, so let's dive in. It says, investing in a non-ultimate is worthless because we get the ultimate and all resources are wasted. And Warframe players say, first time? Yeah, this was about the complaints that, hey, what's the point in investing so much in a normal Descendant when there's eventually going to be an ultimate Descendant? Why put so much time into it? Yeah, I think it's expected that normal Descendants that don't have ultimates would be playable and enjoyed for quite some time, months and months and months. And some people are bummed that they put so much time into Freyna and already we're getting an ultimate counterpart. Now we have a couple months after season 1 releases until season 2. So that's the idea. We're starting to get into a flow now where you can truly start to enjoy your more, normal Descendants before another ultimate is released. So I don't see it being like that big of a problem, of course, but some of you do feel like that it is an issue and you would like to be able to transfer some of the stuff that you have committed to from your normal Descendant into the ultimate version. So yeah, to me, that can also make sense. But we do have some more ideas here to solve the ultimate problem by allowing players to trade the blueprints between each other for premium currency like Warframe does. Yet again, Warframe is being mentioned. It cracks me up how Warframe has all of these stellar systems that I think in time, First Descendant is going to have to peek into and look at borrowing no matter what. Not to say that, it would make the First Descendant not unique, but still, yeah, take the best from these games, That's what I say. Also, we have this one right here. Don't judge the Steam charts. The First Descendant said themselves that the majority of players are on console. Yeah, and I did briefly mention this, of course, but, when you do a one-to-one comparison, it's still very much a one-to-one comparison, Steam versus Steam. And that could be a good indicator of like how games are competing against each other in some regards. But the good news here with the First Descendant is, yes, there is a thriving community on all platforms, which is fantastic to see. And I think one of the contributing factors to this is that there is crossplay. I don't think that would be the case without some form of crossplay. It just keeps the community so united. It's so important anymore. All right, next up, we have this one right here. Regular Descendants give you MR fodder. When you get an ultimate, let the regular be fed into the ultimate as a free catalyst, one time only, problem solved. So yeah, some fantastic thoughts right there and some replies. Let's see what everyone said about that one. Screw the one, fam. Make it so you can use the base Descendant to make the ultimate every forma mushroom crosses over. Yes, the ultimate Descendant will be unranked, but at least then you have plenty of module space to use since you sacrifice your 100 plus hour built Descendant to make them. Yeah, I would save a lot of time, wouldn't it? For sure. So, no comments from Nexon about how they're going to handle this system if they're going to change it up in the future. But I can see It feels like this is a divisive discussion for sure, and definitely a topic that Nexon needs to tackle. All right, so there it is, the latest happenings around the First Descendant. I have you guys covered as always. Stay tuned for more news and updates, and I will see you all next time. Take care.